Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back with the next part in this series, and I'm going to be explaining how to do our health power-up, and if we have time for it, our weapon power-up. I think health will be easier, so we'll start with that one. Like a new class, we'll call it health, if I can spell health right. Health power-up. Inherit from I power-up. Implement the abstract members. And what I want to do is we'll do a player dot get component I health, which is the generic form of our generic health script, if you remember. We'll do dot add health, and then we'll do 1. Alright, so let's go back into our iHealth script. We'll do a public void add health integer amount. And we'll go ahead and I'm gonna change this up a little bit. I'm going to cut this from here and paste it in here. So now our base class will have access to the max health and health variables, which should be global throughout, all of our health scripts. Obviously, we need to go ahead and do the same for our enemy health script here. And then we can go ahead and do health plus equals amount. Now, there's a few different things we can do here. Let's say we get a health power up when we're at full health. We can make it. This is up to your own personal preference or your game or whatever. If you want to go above your max health, or if you want to stay at 3. Now, for the purpose of this game, I'm just going to go ahead and make it force us at 3 health. So we'll do if health is greater than max health, health equals max health. So let's just do a check to see if we're higher than our max health, so default us as high as we can to the max health. Okay. We can close out of this guy. Our duration, we can go ahead and do 0, because this is a power up without any duration, 0f. Oh, return 0, that's why. On power up off, we can go ahead and just leave that blank. And for our GUI, we can go ahead and leave that blank as well. Actually, one thing we could do is set our power up duration to 1. So for 1 second, our GUI will run, and inside this GUI, we can have a little message pop up saying +1 health or something. So we'll do GUI dot label new rectangle, and we'll do screen dot width divided by 2. We'll do screen dot height divided by 2 minus 100, so it's a little bit above the center of the screen. 100 long and 100 wide. Then we'll do +1 health. And then we'll just do minus 50 here, so it's perfectly centered. Okay? And that's that. So let's go ahead and implement our weapon power-up. So there's a few different ways we could do this. You could have a power-up that switches to a better weapon, or you could have one that just improves the rate of fire. So I'm going to go ahead and do one that improves the rate of fire, just so I can keep this a short video. And then in the next video, if I feel up to it, I think I'm going to. We're going to revise our player combat script to allow us to switch weapons. But first, let's go ahead and just change our rate of fire. Well, now that I think about it, actually, it would be kind of stupid to have one change the rate of fire and then another power up switch a weapon. So we'll just do one to switch a weapon. We'll do that now, actually. And we'll call it um, weapon upgrade power up. Inherit from our eye power up. Now before I go ahead and flesh out any of this kind of stuff here, we're gonna have to revise our, hold on a second guys, sorry about this. Alright, sorry about that. So before we go ahead and flesh this out, we need to do some improvements to our platformer, or player combat script here. So if you go ahead and take a look at this, we have a variable for our rate of fire, our projectile, for our fire transform to fire from, and our shoot sound. Now those are all variables we want to change when we switch to a different weapon. So what we're going to do is, in our utilities class, or utilities folder, we'll make a new class. We're going to call it weapon. And actually, it doesn't even need to inherit from our mono behavior. And what we want in here is the rate of fire, the projectile, the fire transform, and the shooting sound. Now you'll see this brings up quite a few errors in here. So what we can do is we're going to make a public weapon current weapon, and then above that we'll do a public weapon default weapon, and then a public weapon upgrade weapon. And now what we'll do is, everywhere we see red, we're just gonna have to change that to current weapon dot, and then whatever the thing is. So we want to use our current weapon dot fire transform. And one more thing before I forget, inside of our weapon script, because we're not inheriting from a mono behavior, we need to make this serializable. Like, we need to be able to see it in the inspector. So we're just going to go ahead and do system.serializable. And that just allows it to be edited in the inspector. Okay? So now in our weapon upgrade power up, we can go ahead and do a duration. We'll set this to 20 seconds. And we'll do player dot get component player combat dot dot current weapon equals combat dot upgrade weapon. And then we're just going to go ahead and change this to combat as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go ahead and copy this for our on power up off. Then change this to default weapon. And then for our GUI, I'm gonna open up, what was our last one? I think it was a jump. Copy this guy, paste him in here. Hold on a sec. And then just change this to 305. And there we go. We've now gotten a weapon upgrade system going in. I'm gonna go ahead and implement this in the last video of this project. Implement all the power-ups, maybe get a spawner as well, and then we'll be done.